I go, Tony, get in the car. Tony looks at me like, what? I go, get in the car. I said, if Dave doesn't want to drive it, we're not coming all the way down here to not finish this show. I go, get in the damn car. And I threw the helmet at him. He puts it on with it, puts his fire suit on, the top. He had a two-piece, throws it on, has jeans on, gets in the car, goes out, and I'm not kidding you, 3 laps later does exactly what Dave did, tore the whole right front corner off. I was so mad. So that was my first experience with Bakersfield. But going back as an announcer and calling the Bud Nationals and seeing the level of competition and the fans, and it is an awesome show, and I can't wait for Josh to see it because it's going to be cool.
Like I said, watching videos and everything else, and I'm looking at some of the pictures. I'm actually looking at Chris Sine's car right here, the 24 car. For some of the Willamette Speedway pictures, but yeah, Bakersfield, dude, I'm so excited. Trish is excited. Just to have all of the Moxie guys down there in one house.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be.
Well, we're gonna do it in Mike's house.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing is to be able to go down there and to be able to sit in that booth. The history that comes along with Bakersfield.
Yeah, they're in their 70. I want to say their 77th year of racing down there. They've been around forever down there.
That's crazy, but I'm super excited, man.
For me, it's a cool deal personally because I get to go down there and work in the Mike Mosier Tower. Now, Mike was the track announcer there for 23 years when
for
he
a
passed,
long time,
and
man.
Had a really good developed a good friendship with Mike. Both at the racetrack and away, we'd call each other and talk about what's going on at our tracks and this and that. And we lost him before last race season. So to get up in his tower, which it used to be the Budweiser Tower, now it's the Mike Mosier Tower, and they just ran the Mike Mosier Classic, and we're going to talk about that next week with Mike when he calls in. But to sit in his booth, where you want to talk about a race announcer that was absolutely loved. He had more fans as an announcer than I think any of those race car drivers did. His nickname was the Race Doctor.
Right.
He was a former racer, so he's one of those guys that had a hands-on history with race cars. So that's what made him so good on the mic was he can talk about race cars, in a sense like we can.
Well, he knew everything. He was an encyclopedia.
Well,
but he was just awesome to listen to.
He'd been there at Bakersfield for as an announcer for 23 years and raced there for like another 15 before that.
Right?
So he had a lot of history.
A lot of knowledge.
Which was cool to listen to him tell the stories and the history. And he was an amputee. He had part of his right leg buried in Medford. He was actually from Oregon. But it was cool to just kind of get that time with him to work and learn from him as an announcer and pick up some bad some good habits.
Some bad habits.
Pick up the bad habits from Josh and the good habits from Mike. But just kind of get those habits and kind of see how
I still have an excuse. I'm new.
Well. It was kind of cool. So for me, it's not just about the racing to go down there and work that show and sit in that tower. It's got a personal feel for me, and I just hope that when I sit in that booth and call that race, that I do Mike proud because we got to work some shows together, and I'll tell you, we had a lot of fun together up in those booths and laughing and joking, and just excited to be there. So. Chris, if you can make it down to the Bud Nationals, come down and watch, hang out, man. It's a great show. It's a long trip, but you can drive. It's about 16 hours if you drive. Or you can be like us and jump on a plane and be in the air for an hour and 19 minutes. That's the way to go.
Yeah, I like that. I got a lot of family that lives down there too, so that'd be pretty cool.
So you're coming down then?
I don't know.
I want to build a new street. He's thinking about it. But
he is.
I got to build a new street stock for next year. So
listen, it's just a weekend. It's just a weekend out of your time.
Now, do you remember when I told you at the Bud Nationals that it's going to be the biggest crowd you've ever seen? Look at the first picture that pops up when you bring it up.
So this is insane. Okay, so
look at him getting nervous. Look at him.
I'm already
sweating.
Nervous. Okay, so you're on the other side of the booth here. But if you want to, Chris, you can look over here. Look over this. Okay, so this is okay. So right here, like way down here, that's the tower.
Yeah.
All of this. Are you kidding me?
You can't
right
even
now?
see where it comes. It comes around farther.
You can't
our
even.
way too.
This is okay. That's the tower. And it's all the way. Hold on. Let me see if I can get this picture. Shut up.
It's gonna be.
I wish they weren't scared about Camaros.
I know. They just don't let it happen down there. They don't. Which again for us being Northwest guys, where you see a lot of Camaros, to go down there and see that show where these guys are just. They're wicked fast. They really are.
I got a metric car at the house too.
There you go. What body's on it?
April's.
There you go. See, I'll tell you what.
Yeah,
hey,
that's not going to happen though.
You know what? I told Joey. Well, brother, Joey's not going to make it. Okay, we told Joey, hey, you go. I'll put up $100 for gas.
That's right.
Chris.
Just saying.
We'll throw $100 of gas money at you if you
saying,
make that
man.
show.
Just saying, that's $100.
All right, I'll tell the wife.
All right.
There you
Maybe
go.
We'll see her.
April is if she's listening right now, we're like, that's $100.
Yep. There you
Well,
go.
we got rained out over here a couple weeks ago. It was probably about a month and a half ago.
See, so you save that money too. So you still
See?
got a little money in the budget.
Well,
You can go to Bakersfield.
everyone was rained out, but Madras was running that night.
Listen. Listen, would you rather go to Madras where it's
No,
going to be
This is a couple weeks. This is like a month ago. And then I called a couple buddies like, hey, if you help pay for gas, we'll come over. And April's like, no. I was like,
And both cars went.
yeah.
Yeah, both cars
all-
ended up going.
So then I talked to my buddies like, yeah, I got $200 for gas money if you get over here.
I love it.
All
So-
right.
love it.
Really,
See, that's how you get her to commit. Is you show her money. She's like, oh, okay, maybe we'll do it.
I'm hearing Chris say no, but what I'm not hearing
It's Chris say no.
Is Chris saying
no is April saying no.
Yeah. Oh
If
no.
Chris can't race it, why don't we get April down there?
There we go.
Oh, hey.
Look at this.
Look at that
listen,
face.
Listen, you can do whatever you want, build whatever cars you want.
But-
April's going to race for some big money.
April's going to Bud Nationals. That's what I'm hearing right here.
I do hear that. That's $100 for gas. I mean, that's in her pocket right now.
You hear that, April?
April, we'll put it up.
Come on, April.
Because she's listening right now.
Yeah, I know she is.
I'm surprised your phone's
I
not
love
blowing
it.
up yet.
I love
So
it.
I'm looking at Bakersfield over here, and this
I
is,
wish you guys could have seen Josh's face when that first picture popped up. He saw that
Oh,
crowd.
yeah.
It was kind
this
of
is
like.
the cushion. Jesus.
But see, that's what I'm talking about. Look at how black. Look at how black that
Oh,
racetrack
my
is. Do
word.
you see how black it is?
That's insane
That is
right now.
insane.
And look at that cushion. I mean, you
Where?
put-
Oh.
Where? I mean, there's
you put
like
that,
3.
You put that right rear tire on that cushion, and you.
Did you see the cushion after the Iron Giant?
Oh,
Oh,
what?
man.
Like a
Dude.
foot off the wall?
No, it's about
No,
2 foot.
2 foot off the wall. But did you see how high that thing was?
Yeah.
It was thick.
It was
thick.
huge.
Dude.
Well, the whole. I mean, you
Well,
look.
we saw how thick it was. We saw what it did to Tony Breakall's modified.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were sitting there. We were talking about that they'd have to go out. That you guys would have to go out with shovels and start scraping that wall off because
Yeah.
you can't see it no more.
Dude, if we would have had a main after the Iron Giant main, we
You'd
would have had to stripe
Yeah,
the wall like we do
absolutely.
for sprint cars.
Yeah, you'd had
You
to
know,
done
it
it.
was
and before before we
insane.
wrap this up tonight on Northwest Dirt News, I want to give a shout out to Tony Breakall because if it wasn't for bad luck that night, I mean I want to say he had that race wrapped up. I mean, as fast as he was, but look what happened when he broke. There was 4 or 5 cars right there, just bumper to bumper, slicing and dicing to get through. And kudos to Weinbarger, who was in the right place at the right time and
Definitely.
shot through the hole and picked up the win. But what a race! It sucks to see a driver, a rookie driver, if you will, if you want to call Tony a rookie and a modified, he's a rookie, to do what he did, have such a great run like that, and then have it spoiled. 3 laps from the end because of it's racing. It happens.
It is racing.
And Tony, you talk to Tony, he's like, "Yep, you know what? It sucks. It's racing. It happens. We'll go to the next race, and that's that.
And look
That's
at Justin Katie. He went out there. Was it 2 laps in, 3 laps in? Was running away and broke.
well, look what happened to the duties. Both of those guys were out
Yeah.
in the late model feature by
Well,
lap 7.
John sat there and hit the wall.
Mhm.
The first night he went over there and hit turn 3 and 4
Yep.
and messed up the right front. It wasn't more than a couple laps sort of like that into the second night, and he hit over. Or sorry,
Yeah.
the first night was over in 1 and 2. Second night was only a couple laps, and he ran
Right.
it over in 3 and 4. It's
Oh.
just, I mean, just
Crazy.
off the cushion,
It was a
and
tough
I mean,
weekend.
it was a tough weekend for some people.
Competition wise and all aspects. It was a tough weekend, but. Chris, man, it has been awesome having you in the studio. You are welcome here anytime you want to come on and chit-chat, talk racing, and again, we will do whatever we can to help promote this deal with you and get it done. We're behind you 100%, and we're looking forward to helping. It's going to be cool.
I think everyone's getting excited about it. I mean, just talking to the people in the pits last weekend, they're like, "Oh, we want to do this series. What do we got to do? What's going to be the rules? What's going to be the schedule? What's going to be?" I mean, everyone's excited. I mean,
Right.
there's not one person that wasn't excited about it, especially after the show we did last weekend.
Oh, that was great. Real quick, the payout was $5,400 to the winner. Second got $1,000, and this is impressive because it was where it was $100 from the back to what position?
The 23rd, because we started 23 cars.
23 cars through what was it, like 12th was $100, 12 through 23, or
I was 9th all the way down.
9th all the way down was $100 to start. And the top 9, that take us from 8th spot, paid what?
8th paid 150, then went 200, 250, and then 3, 4, 5, and then 1,000, and then
54 and some
I can't even
change.
say how much that was. Yeah.
Jesus.
That was
You know,
unbelievable.
and this is the funniest thing too is I've interviewed now twice Yak, and he's never once he's like, yeah, the car did really good.
Yeah, the car was good.
Car was good.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Smile, a little bit of a smile. That guy is just
You talk about if he knew how to do a heel clicker, that would have been Kyle Yak on Saturday night.
He
Telling you right now.
he's about as laid back as it gets. But again, Chris, thanks for being in the Jetstream Aqua Massage Studio with us and talking Iron Giant. We're gonna pump this thing up all year. And Josh and I will do everything we can to create some hype. I mean, I think we can do that, can't we?
I think we can.
Yeah, we can do it.
We can do
So,
something.
I know you guys can,
Yeah.
especially after doing your show last week. You guys did an amazing job.
Well, thanks. We appreciate
Appreciate it, and it's
Yeah.
for you, the racers. It's for the race fans and everything else. But
Absolutely. So we're going to get on out of here on Northwest Dirt News here in the Jetstream Aqua Massage Studio. We're going to be right back here. No racing. We'll be back right back here next Wednesday night.
well, racing for me, no racing for Willamette, but there is racing for me. It is for the midgets.
Right.
It's their final,
Mhm.
so it's their championship night. If you guys want to do something, definitely come up to Sunset Speedway, Banks, Oregon. We'll see you later.
We're going
Northwest
to
Dirt
talk
News.
right there, Northwest Dirt News on Spreaker Radio.